Stop what you are doing. Look at this man. Does he look like the greatest warrior in American history? Does he look like the man who single-handedly defeated an entire German company? He doesn't. He was 5'5", barely 110 pounds, and when he tried to enlist, the Marines and the Navy both rejected him. They told him he was too small for war. Think about that. The man who would go on to earn every single medal for valor his country offered was told he wasn't fit to fight? How does that happen? How does a scrawny 18-year-old farm boy who lied about his age just to join the army become the most decorated combat soldier of World War II? Stay with us, because this is the true story of Audie Murphy, the boy who proved that the size of the fight in the dog is far more important than the size of the dog. His story doesn't start on a battlefield. It starts in poverty. Audie grew up a sharecropper in Texas, one of 12 kids. No father, no money. His childhood was defined by chopping cotton and, eventually, a heartbreak that forged him, the death of his mother when he was 16. Imagine, you are a teenager. Your family is starving. You drop out of school not to play, but to hunt rabbits, just to feed your siblings. He became an incredible marksman, not for a sport, but for survival. When the war came, it wasn't a call to glory. It was a desperate lifeline. He needed the money. He needed the escape. Are you still watching? Good, because the escape would lead him straight into a nightmare. Shipped to the invasion of Sicily and then grinding through the brutal campaigns in Italy, Audie wasn't reckless, he was lethal. He learned fast that survival meant moving forward. He earned promotion after promotion simply because his commanders kept falling around him. But the close calls began piling up. One day, a German machine gunner wiped out his best friend, Laddie Tipton, right in front of his eyes. How do you keep fighting when the line between life and death is your closest friend? Audie didn't break. He became cold, calculated. He hunted down every soldier involved in Tipton's death, using a fury that terrified even his own men. The boy was gone. The soldier remained. January 26, 1945, Holtzwihr, France. This is the day history was written. Audie, now a lieutenant, and his few remaining men were holding a frozen road against an overwhelming attack. 250 German infantry, backed by 6 heavy Panzer tanks. It was a massacre waiting to happen. Audie knew they couldn't win. He ordered his men to fall back into the woods, but he stayed. Now, picture this. A massive American tank destroyer is burning right next to him. Ammunition is cooking off. The whole area is covered by German fire. What would you do? Run? Hide? Audie climbed on top of that blazing, exposed hulk, grabbed the .50 caliber machine gun, and began to fire. For a terrifying, adrenaline-fueled hour, this 110-pound man stood on a ticking time bomb, exposed on 3 sides, and poured fire into the advancing German line. He was hit in the leg by shrapnel. Blood was pouring out. Did he stop? No. He massacred wave after wave of attackers. The Germans couldn't comprehend it. They thought they were facing an entire unit, not one injured, defiant kid on a burning metal carcass. He killed or wounded 50 men, single-handedly stopping the entire enemy advance. Only when the machine gun ran out of ammo did he finally drop off the wreck, limp back to his astounded men, and lead them in a counterattack to finish the job. Can you believe a single human being did that? He survived. He returned home a legend, covered in 33 medals and citations. He was a national hero, and Hollywood came calling. He became a movie star, starring in over 40 films, including the adaptation of his own memoir, To Hell and Back. The struggling farm boy got his dream. The American dream was his. But the war doesn't end when the guns go silent. Audie Murphy suffered from severe post-traumatic stress disorder. He slept with a loaded gun, haunted by ghosts. This is the true cost of heroism. But even here, he showed courage.
He was one of the first celebrities to openly discuss his struggles, calling national attention to the invisible wounds of war and advocating for fellow veterans. He used his fame not for vanity, but for a cause bigger than himself. In 1971, his life ended tragically in a plane crash. Today, he rests at Arlington National Cemetery, the second most visited grave after President John F. Kennedy. His life reminds us that true courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to stand your ground when every instinct tells you to run. He remains the greatest symbol of valor America has ever produced, and proof that sometimes the ones who seem too small to fight are the ones who change the world. Which part of Audie's story resonated most with you? Tell us in the comments below.